What is going on, YouTublets? Good to see you cats back here once again. I don't know if you guys hang out in any of the groups over on the Book of Faces or not. I read through a lot of that stuff over there. I don't comment a lot. I do sometimes, but anyways, 14th fret versus 12th fret has been coming up a lot. Now, what that means is some guitars will have like the body joint. Let me just show you with this guitar. The body joint on this guitar is the 14th fret, okay? See the 12th fret here, 13th, 14th fret's the body joint. On some guitars, that body joint fret is the 12th fret, okay? That's what it even says in here, D15, 14th fret dreadnought. I don't know if you probably can't see that. Take my word for it, that's what it says. What's the difference? What's the advantages and disadvantages? Why do they do that? Well, some of the differences is on a 12th fret, where the 12th fret meets the body, those guitars have a shorter scale length, a string scale length I'm talking about. Well, what does that do? A shorter string scale length. What happens here? Well, let's say your first string, let's say that's a 9, okay, on both guitars. One's got 14th fret body joint, the other's got 12th fret body joint, but they both have 0.009 for the first E string, okay. On that shorter one, where the 12th fret is the body joint, that's a shorter string scale, tuned to that same pitch and the same size string, a 9. That string tuned to that very same pitch right there is going to be a lot looser. Plus it's going to sound a little different too. But string benders love that shorter scale, because it makes the string so easy to bend, man, because it's looser. Whereas a longer one, like this 14th fret one, if you had a really big long one and the 20th fret was at the body joint, you'd have to tighten that string up so tight to get to that note. It would be so hard to bend, so much harder to bend than a short scale would be. And like I say, that changes the sound of the guitar too. It takes away a lot of the, when you apply all that to the low E string, it takes a lot of that thumpiness, that low bass away from it, out of the what's the word I'm looking for, man? I can't think. Like a scale, but it's not a scale. Spectrum, man. Anyways, it takes a lot of that bass away from it, and you got more mids and more highs. Well, not necessarily, but maybe a little bit. But anyways, that's the two main differences in it. The sound is one thing, and making the strings easier to bend. A shorter scale like that will even make the guitar chord easier. If you're just a beginner or starting out, you might want to think about getting a 12th fret body joint. Acoustics we're talking about. Well, electrics too, they make them. You know, if you're just starting out and your fingers hurt and you get sore, or your hands is weak, or like mine, you know, you might want to consider a shorter scale, and it would make the strings bend easier. Plus, it would make the chords, and when you play just chords, a lot easier too. Even if you have high action, it's still going to chord fairly easy because the strings are so loose, tuned to that same pitch but being shorter. And like I say, the sound changes a little bit. You get more of a thumping bass bottom end. The longer you go, the shorter you go, it's a kind of a little teenier sound. But anyways, that's the main differences in a 14. That's what that means too, a 14 versus 12 fret guitar. You know, they obviously have more than 14 or 12 frets on them, but that's what it means. Whichever one meets at the body right there. You know, if it's a 12th fret, the 12th fret will meet the body joint. If it's 14, the 14th fret will. And the differences that I just told you. Hope it helps, man. Answer some questions. Thanks for watching. See you on something soon. I don't know what it'll be. Cheers to peace and tranquility. Woo-hoo, bookity bop.